Alrighty, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy WhiteAlbum here, and I am back on some more Witchontheholynight. Last time we left off, we found out that Aoko is a certified hater. Number one of the Sojiro group. Before I get started, just a quick disclaimer, I guess, but to anybody who's actually played this and completed it, can you like just put it down in the comments if there's any like I guess nudity in this game? Because they didn't obviously. They got, they were basically saying that, like, oh, Alice is taking a bath or some shit like that. And the problem is that, while I have no problems like that in video games, obviously can't have that on YouTube. And, Japanese media, they really don't give two shits about that. They'll put it in. Like, if you're no stranger to reading, like, manga and shit like that, like, you just know there's, like, random times where it's just like, hey, boom. Hey, look, there it is right there. You're just like, oh, okay. And, it's like... compared to American media, that's where it's like it's rare in between. It's mainly in movies and TV shows that you see it. Rarely in like comics or video. Mainly, you see a lot in video games, but in like comics. But I know in Japanese media, they just go for it, man. Like you just be sitting there like, oh, that's a pair of women's breasts right then and there. So again, if there is any like nudity or just implied. I think implied I'll be fine with as long as they don't actually show anything. But if you have beaten the game, do put in the comments. I would like to know because, I just don't want to be like, oh, God, there it is right there. And have to do like some weird edit so I don't have like a whole chunk of the game missing out or anything. But with that being said, let's get into it. Let's get started. Here we go. Bam, bam. Quick load. Here we go.
ねえ、アリス帰ってる？教会から帰るとき、商店街でお土産もらっちゃった。伊勢屋のせんべい、一緒に食べない？
Was I here? I know I was messing with some stuff. Hold on, I'll be right back. Alright, and I'm back. Sorry about that. I think yesterday I was just messing around with some stuff there and I actually put it on to one of the previous chapters, but here we are. This is where we left off. Somebody is in the drawing room. We don't know who it is, but we're about to find out. So here we go. Alice, are you in here? Alice nodded. With no book in hand, it appeared that Alice had been waiting for Aoko.
そういうこと。私も信用ないな、ほんと。
So that's how it is, huh? She really has no faith in me, does she? Aoko scratched her head in exasperation. Was it that Alice was worried about her, or had no faith in her? Her expression was so calm, Aoko could hardly figure out what she was thinking.
方針なら決まったけど、聞く？
I have a plan. You want to hear it? We need, well, I forgot how much it was to... I was trying to make a RDR2 reference, because you know how, like, Arthur's like, hey, Dutch, we need to do something. And he's like, I got a plan, Arthur, or something like that.
その顔を見れば聞かなくてもわかるわ。
I can tell what it is by the look on your face.
迷いがなくなったのはいいことだけど。悪い癖ね、青子。
It's good that you're no longer wavering, but you must do something about that tail of yours, Aoko. Alice let out a small sigh. It was unusual for Alice to make such a display of her disappointment.
ええ、騙し討ちは趣味じゃないから。殺すにしても正々堂々、正面から理由を言った後にする。
I don't like sneaky attacks, so I'm going to do it fairly, and only after I told him why straight to his face.
それならすっぱり後腐れもないし。文句ある？
That way, there will be absolutely no trouble later. Any complaints?
文句はないわ。そういうの、好きか嫌いかはこの際関係ないでしょうし。
Why would I have any? This is really only a matter of personal preference, after all.
けど。
However.
確実性はどうかってことでしょ？私、いまいち命中率悪いし。その辺の問題は場所選びでフォローしようかなと。
You're worried that I'll mess up, right? My accuracy hasn't been stellar lately, so I was thinking about how to cover my bases with the location.
私はアリスのようにはいかないから、物理的に逃げられない場所にしようと思うんだけど、何かアイディアない？
I can't throw up a field like you, So I was thinking of doing it somewhere where he physically can't escape. Any ideas? 7-Eleven? I don't know. That'll work. There's only one way in. Well, I guess there's two of the fire escape, but normally there's only one way in. Alice nodded in thought. The finger that gently rested on her lips indicated that the question was to her liking.
鏡はどう？鏡の国なら永遠に閉じ込めていられるけど。
What about mirrors? You can easily seal him in the house of mirrors for all eternity.
あんた、そういうところ常識ないわよね。
Seriously? That's your idea? She frowned at Alice's bad taste. It was the kind of idea her roommate found to be inspired, but Aoko knew was out of the question. Aoko was looking for a natural bound and feel so she could prepare, not a realm bordering on true magic that she couldn't create to begin with.
なら他を当たるのね。でも、ここを使うのだけはやめてちょうだい。
Then you'll choose otherwise, I suppose. But please, whatever you do not bring him here.
言われなくても分かってるって。
You don't need to tell me that.
けど、そうね。
That sly look on her face. But actually, yeah.
ミラーハウスはいいアイデアかも。
A house of mirrors might actually work. Alko smirked and shifted her balance away from the wall where she was resting on.
サンキュー、アリス。全体の流れは出来上がったわ。
Thanks, Alice. I just figured out the whole plan.
ほんと。こういうのってダメ元でも相談してみるものよね。
I guess it's always best to talk to someone when you're in a bind. Now in a good mood, Alko retreated from the drawing room. Alice tried and failed to visualize what kind of blueprint Alko had drawn up in her mind. Man. Whatever it was, it appeared to be the thorough kind Alko was good at. Alko headed for the bathroom, humming to herself as she went. A year and a half of sharing a living space had taught Alice something. When Alko Ozaki was in this good of a mood, only deep trouble could follow. Uh-oh.
青子一人に任せていいのか、ですって。
You want to know if I'm okay with letting Aoko handle this on her own? I said own accord. That would have worked, right? Little blue bird. It was unclear how long the bird had been in the drawing room. He's just there, chilling, watching whatever Japanese soap opera is on the TV. Chirping at Alice, the robin-like bird pranced across the furniture, as if it were its property.
そうね。彼女が一人でやると言ったのだから、任せるのが正しい信頼関係なんでしょうけど。
Yes, I suppose. She said that she wanted to do it alone, and I do want her to know that she has my every faith. Still. Every faith? That's a phrase? I mean, it's not wrong, but it just sounds weird speaking it. The girl in black raised her arm. The bird, chirping once again, alighted on her outstretched, affectionate finger.
嫌な話だけど。
Suffice to say,
信頼と信用はまた違う話よね。
Trust and faith are two very different things. The bird puffed out its stout chest. Fuck. Sorry. Let me reread that. The bird puffed out its stout chest in agreement. And Alko was none the wiser to her roommate's rather unsettling comments. Ye of little faith, Alice. Ye of little faith. Alright, so let's see what's happening now. Oh, we're back at the school. The following day was a typically overcast one. The day's classes ended as they started, uneventfully. Winter break was just around the corner, and with it, final exams. Although Misaki High School prided itself on discipline, it was still a private school, and as such promoted a culture of independence among its students. Industrious students had a place to explore that side of themselves, under the guardianship of the student council president. More easygoing students could spend their time after school as they wished, as long as they were mindful of personal responsibility. The fact that the poster boy of independence was the student council vice president indicated just how vast the spectrum was.
青崎、いるか
Yoo-hoo? Like the little chocolate drink thing? Yoo-hoo, Aozaki. Care for a can? Or a bottle? Tabimaro Tsukiji threw open the door to the satellite student council room, the rumored location of their secret meetings. Despite all appearances, he was the student council vice president, who also happened to be the poor soul responsible for executing the student council's dirty work. One person was sitting for him in the cramped room. I just looked over my microphone, I just see her glaring at him. Oh, man. The student council president, Oko Aozaki, was... Oh, man. And it's not impervious. What the fuck? Sad. Alright, forgive me if I can't. She sat there in a folding chair, glaring at Tobimaru and his boisterous appearance, or entrance.
相変わらず寒いな、この部屋。なあ、今度ストーブ購入しようぜ。
This room is freezing, as usual. We really need to buy a heater. I don't know, just make Aoko angry, bro. That fucking room will get heated quickly. So as not to succumb to Aoko's oppressive silence, Tobimaru opened with some casual small talk.
お疲れ様。ところであんた、何しに来たのか分かってる？
Thank you for coming. Let's get down to business, shall we? Do you know why I asked you to be here?
まあな。ただ、事務的に話すのって寒いじゃねえか。
I have an idea. What's up with the formality, Aozaki?
少しぐらい世間話でもしねえとつまらねえだろ。
Pretty harsh to talk shop right away, all the time, you know. Tobimaru closed the door and sat across from Aoko. He was holding a blue envelope.
こういう時は無駄口は叩かない方がいいわよ。
Yeah, and loose lips sink ships.
なんとなくプロっぽいでしょ。
Might remember that once you get onto the real world.
なる。いや。
Alright, Wait a second. Nice try. Tobimaru was halfway to agreeing with Aoko before he caught himself and began to shake his head. As much as Tobimaru enjoyed the lack of red tape in his new line of work, he was not ready to turn full spy on his first day on the job.
それで、調べ終わったの？
So then, are you done with your investigation?
ああ、ついさっき、最後の聴取を済ませてきた。
Yeah, I finished the last interview just now.
詳しいことは、その封筒に入ってる。お前から渡された例のファイルも、そん中。
The details are in the envelope along with the file you gave me. He tossed the envelope on the table.
そう。
Good. Aoko picked it up and began to scan through the documents that were inside. She entered her own little world, not sparing the slightest bit of attention for Tobimaru. If ignoring other people were a skill, she would have been a master at it. Hey, bro, she got that PhD in minding her own business. Not really. I mean, let me take that back. I know I have that IRL, but Aoko's like, hey, I have a list of people who might have saw me out in the park for no reason. But you know.
なあ。
Ahem.
何？
What?
一つ聞きたいんだけどよ。
I just wanted to ask one thing.
だから、何？
Yeah. And? The room was filled with a chilling silence. Aoko continued reading without an ounce of emotion upon her face. Though Tobimaru kept up an air of indifference, his stare remained fixed intently on her.
青崎、そういうの作って楽しい？
Do you get a kick out of doing this kind of thing, Aozaki?
楽しいわけないでしょ。こんなの作ったところで、あんまり使う機会なんてないんだから。
Of course not. What's so fun about gathering intel I hardly even get to use?
そうか。ならいい。
Right. Just wanted to check. Whether or not he was convinced, Tobimaru stood up from his chair with a disappointed expression.
最後まで読めばわかるだろうが、あんまり確証は取れなかったぜ。
You'll figure this out just by reading it all. But I wasn't able to dig up anything conclusive.
というより、おとといあの辺りにいた生徒はいないって話になりそうだ。まあ断定はできないけどな。
By all indications, that there weren't any students in the area the day before yesterday. It's not like I can say that for sure, though. No longer concerned over his task, Tobimaro headed toward the door, as if to say it was out of his hands.
そうだ。
Oh, and one more thing.
そういえば、一人だけ該当しなかったやつがいる。季節外れの転入生までは、青崎も調べきれなかったみてえじゃねえか。
There was one student that wasn't included in your dragnet. You forgot to include any out-of-term transfers? Mm-hmm. Alko raised her head ever so slightly. He was right. The recent transfer student was not included within the scope of her investigation.
そんなわけで、ソノジに関しては調べてないぜ。
So I haven't looked at Sonoji.
まあ、あいつならいつだろうと遅くまでバイトだろうが。いや、人殺しを見たなんてこと口走ってるようじゃ、家で悪い夢でも見てたのかもしれねえか。
Though, considering it's him, it's safe to assume that he was working late. Or wait, it would be if he hadn't mentioned something about seeing a murder or whatever. I told him that was probably just a bad dream. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Tobimaro. Uh-oh. You might have just done something. Something that's not good. Tobimaro cheerfully left the student council room. What? Simultaneously, Alko felt her fingers go numb, and the documents that she was holding spilled all over the table.
そんな、まさかね。
It can't be. That's not possible. She broke out into a cold sweat and tried to tell herself that there must be some kind of mistake. However, the uncomfortable feeling in her gut would simply not go away, perhaps because her intuition was almost always right at times like these.
バカらしい。
You gotta be kidding me. And yet, she knew what she had to do. She would not hesitate to kill Tobimaro if he had been the witness. Damn. That's your homeboy. You're just gonna murder him like that? Fucking hell. That's what it's like to be a mage, bro. I'm good. But if it was him, I mean, she just hesitated or said that she wouldn't hesitate to kill the motherfucker. Just considering the possibility caused her blood to run cold. Alko put her forehead in her hands and began to brood. And then suddenly, Eureka! Oh. Let us talk choice. Wait, what? Let us talk choice. You've always been faced with choices. A virtuous fool and a wicked sage. You cannot save both. You must pick one. That is the freedom granted to you. Let me guess, those are words of her grandfather? 2 years earlier, Alko muttered those words offered by her grandfather the day she replaced her elder sister as his successor, and let out a sigh of lament.
すごく、バカみたい。
This has to be a joke. She waits till after school and she just chases Tobimaro down with a fucking, crowbar. She laughed at her own intuition. But it was no joke. If only these words had never been said. Uh-oh. Tobimaro. Don't let anything happen to my boy. Alko locked up the student council room and left for the day. What the fuck? Is she about to fight Chun-Li? Who is that in that blue sweater? Calmly, as though nothing untoward, that's a word, had happened. She greeted the students as they passed her in the halls. She was almost shocked by how natural she seemed. Well, I mean, I guess if it's like, yo, if anybody found out that you're a mage, and delete them. Just make sure, suicide, 2 bullets to the back of the head, Oh no. Is that what the Guild of Mages is? It's the CIA? There were still plenty of students at the school. The grounds were noisy, with the chattering students who had finished the day, but had yet to come home. Or had yet to head home. Others still had club activities. The gray sky looked ready to pour, but nobody seemed to pay it any mind. Amidst the clamor, Alko hastened to the school gate. She passed by some students in animated conversation. They seemed to be talking about their after-school plans. Apparently, they were adamant about maximizing their free time. I almost said freetizing. The hell? She cannot figure out how they could possibly be so irresponsibly focused on fun, but at the same time, was in no mood to make fun or feel envious of them. 2 short years prior, she had just been like them.
根は冷めてるのかな、私って。
I wonder if I'm becoming desensitized to it all. She retied her scarf, this time more tightly, to give off an air of solitude, but she was fooling no one. After all, what people who feign solitude are really masking is rejection.
そうよね。孤独っていうのはああいうのを言うもんでしょうし。
Solitude, rejection. They're two sides of the same coin. I don't know, a lot of people can handle solitude pretty fairly easily. Rejection, that's a bullet you have to bite unwillingly sometimes. The area by the school gate was busier than usual. A group of boys appeared to be huddled behind it. Their transparent attempt to be discreet in terms of both location and loudness of voices did nothing to hide the fact that they were noisily arguing about a girl standing alone on the other side of the street. Oh, there she is. The girl was cloaked in a black cape. At first glance, it could have been mistaken for a normal attire, but those from Misaki could tell that she wore the uniform of a prestigious girls' school. The uniform of a prestigious girls' school. Was that apostrophe there? I feel like alright, whatever. That school had no connection to Misaki High in any way. In any way, shape, or form. The two schools were miles apart both physically and spiritually. A member of that school student body was a rare sighting, as the majority were forced to live in the school dorm. All except for probably one. Rayan Girls Academy had a reputation of a school for princesses, and it was rare indeed for one to be slumming with the common folk. Okay. What a weird hierarchy this game likes to add for some reason. That alone would have been enough to cause the ruckus among the boys, but this girl looked the epitome of class. One cannot help but describe the standing figure was charming. The way she silently, motionless, let me restart that. The way she silently, motionlessly waited was reminiscent of a meticulous composed portrait. Man, whew, they were really testing me there. I know how to say all those words normally, just not in that whole sentence. Aoko took one look at her before instantly recalling that one word. Solitude.
まったく、うちの男子どもは。家に帰りもせず、陰でこそこそやってるのはそういうこと。
Okay, you lame brains. That's a new one. Don't you have anywhere better to be? Fucking lame brains. That's an insult I don't think I've ever heard. Just till these past 2 seconds. Disgusted, Alko barged through the gate. At this point, she would normally head home, but today she crossed the street toward the waiting girl. Oh, crap. Is that the student council president?
そ、おっぱらう気なのかよ。痛いんならいつまでだっていさせてあげればいいじゃんか。
Damn it. She's trying to chase her away. Hey, let the girl be. She has a right to stand there if she wants to. Moron, I know her.
てか怒られる？怒られるのあの天使。
She's gonna go nuclear. The president versus the angel.
よその生徒でも校門前にいるぐらいなら別に問題はないと思うけど。
What gives, man? Who cares if she's from another school? She's not even on school property, right? Right, guys?
青子女子は容赦ねえからな。下手すると平手だぜ。平手。
Don't mess with Madame Aoko. You're just asking to be smacked. Ha. The boys ran their mouths behind her back. Not in the mood to shut them up, Aoko walked right up toward the girl and offered an informal wave.
どうしたのアリス。こんなところに来たって何も面白いことはないって言ったのに。
Something the matter, Alice? I told you before, there's nothing of interest for you here.
ちょ、ありえねえ!
There it is. I was waiting for it. For real? Aoko heard the boys by the gate lose their collective minds. and did her best to ignore them.
あのことを確かめに。青子、
I wanted to be sure, but Aoko,
あの人たち邪魔なんだけど。
those people are a nuisance.
わかってる。今追っ払うから。
You think? I'll chase them off. In contrast to Alice's small voice, Aoko spoke loud and clear. Naturally, this was on purpose, so as to deal with the riffraff by the gate all at once.
会長こっち来んぞ。
Crap. She's coming this way.
おい押すなよ。後ろのやつどけって。俺校舎に逃げるから。
Hey, stop pushing me. Move it. I'm out.
いやでもあの子会長と知り合いなんでしょ。うまく会長に紹介してもらうとか。
But, doesn't it look like they're tight? Maybe we could get the press to introduce us. Yo, my man's got his priorities set straight.
さすが一年坊主。まだ戦場の現実ってもんを理解していねえ。よし、死の間際までいい夢見ろよ。
Rookie mistake. You still haven't experienced the realities of the battlefield. On second thought, don't let dreams be dreams. It's your funeral. Savage. Perhaps because too many of them had gathered in one place, the mob entered a frenzied panic as they tried to escape. Aoko addressed them all.
さーて、部活動があるわけでもなし、ただ家に帰るだけの帰宅部の皆さん、こんなところで何を集まってるのか教えてくれる？
Well, what do we have here? If it isn't the Go Home Early Club? Would you mind telling me what you're all doing gathered in a place like this, with no club activities to attend? The student council president stared daggers at the boys.
何しろ試験前だもの。
In any case, exams are coming up.
身になることなら私も教えてほしいけど、まさかガン首並べて女学院のお嬢様を眺めてただけなんてことはないわよね。
It sure would be horrible if, instead of going home to study, you were loitering around just to ogle another school student. Now wouldn't it?
声をかける勇気もなくて、眺めてただけなんてことは。
It's not like a single one of you has the guts to even go up to her and say something. Not one of them was brave enough to admit it, that this hit the nail on the head. If any of them had such courage, they would have already been chatting up the young lady.
いや、僕教室にちょっと忘れ物が。
I think I forgot something in the classroom.
こんなオチならダメ元で玉砕しとくんだった。
If I had known it was going to end like this, I would have at least gone down trying.
天文部に行って双眼鏡借りるのどうだ？屋上からお顔を賜るとか。
What if we go borrow binoculars from the astronomy club? I'm sure we could get a good view from the roof. That is A1 creepy stalker shit, my man, and I would recommend not doing that because your ass would go to jail.
天文部にそんなのねえよ。あるとしたら野鳥同好会じゃね？
The astronomy club doesn't have binoculars, dumbass. If anyone does, it would be the Wild Bird Society. You're not helping his case, my friend.
それ先月会長が潰したじゃん。鳥めでてる暇があるなら彼女作れって。
The press destroyed those last month. If you have enough time for bird watching, you have enough time to find a girlfriend, chicken. Yo, he roasted that motherfucker.
ああ、彼女作れですか。すみませんす。今日は裏口から帰るっす。ザキさん。
Find a girlfriend? Sorry, Zaki. I'm gonna cut through the back exit.
くそ。じゃあな会長。また明日。
I got a jet too. Later, Prez. See you tomorrow. And with those oh so charming remarks, the boys scattered with their tails between their legs.
楽しそうね、青子。
You seem to be enjoying yourself, Aoko.
あ、わかる？
How could you tell? Aoko's response slipped out all too easily. In truth, there were not that many bad apples at Misaki High, and dealing with them wasn't really that bad.
で、
So?
ここまで出向くってことは何かわかったの？
What brings you down here? Did you find something out?
結界に残っていた気配の識別は あとはここで確かめればいいだけよ。
Identify traces of the witness from within the field. All we need to do now is put a name to them.
そう。アリス、いつからここに？
I see. Wait, hold on. Alice. How long have you been waiting here?
下校時刻から。
Since school was dismissed. She had been here for roughly an hour. Standing in the same place for an hour would be taxing for someone as sensitive to the cold as Alice.
悪いわね、無理させて。
I'm sorry. If you would have told me.
別に。好きでやってることだから。
Don't be. I'm just doing it because I wanted to. As she spoke, her black eyes were fixed upon the gate and the students passing through it. She had likely been observing the gate in this manner for the past hour.
私を待ってたわけじゃないんでしょ？今からでも付き合うわ。
Well, you weren't waiting for me, were you? Well, I'm here now anyway, so we can go. Alice nodded. Fuck, what? Alice nodded in what? An assent? Is that a word? I'm guessing it is. It's in the game. If Alice was still here, it meant she had not found the witness yet. If she had found the student, Alice would have already gone home ahead of Aoko and begun to research the student's background.
私の方はダメだった。
Nothing came up on my end. She reported the results of TYPEMOON's investigation. Alice remained silent. But the conversation ended, leaving the two to silently endure the freezing wind. The silent stakeout dragged on endlessly. Students continued to pass the gate, each shocked at the sight of the unusual combo, and head home. After 20 minutes, Aoko let a sigh escape her mouth. Perhaps from boredom, perhaps from the cold, or perhaps from both.
ねえ、アリス。帰り黎明に寄ってかない？
Hey, on our way home, you want to drop by Dawn? Aoko quickly turned to Alice to catch her reaction. Dawn was the name of one of Aoko's favorite coffee shops. Offering no clear indication as to whether she was critical of Aoko's place, attitude, or agreeing with her whims, Alice's gaze shifted ever so slightly. Aoko followed her stare.
あれ、青崎も待ち合わせか？
Oh, it's the boy. Hey, Ozaki. Are you meeting someone here too? The sudden voice took her off guard. There was only one person in the world who spoke with this gentle, good-natured tone.
そう。やっぱそうなるわけか。
Of course it'd be him. Turning her back to Alice, Aoko moved her focus to the newly appeared student.
それで、
Our boy
今日は
Jared
何の
Leto.
用？
Can I help you with something? All politeness flew out the window. Already in a bad mood, Aoko's mood plummeted the longer she looked at Sojiro. Telling you, bro, she's the #1 hater, man. The subtlety of her expression, however, was lost on him.
いや、これから駅前で水泳部の部長と待ち合わせなんだけど、そのことでお礼を言っておきたくて。
No thanks. I was just on my way to the station to meet the swimming club captain, and I wanted to say thanks. Well, that was completely unexpected. Thanks. Joining a club? Aoko had a hunch that he was about to say something brainless.
ふーん。お礼って、お礼参りってこと？
And by thanks, I mean payback. Right? Fortunately, Sojiro was completely unaware of the more sinister implications to the word payback.
よくわからないけど、そんな大したことじゃないよ。
Oh, that's a smile right there. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but it's no big deal.
ただ、水泳部は夏までそう忙しくないって話だったから。
It's just that the swimming club captain said that the club doesn't get that busy until summer. Sojiro was about to thank her for the recommendation. Sojiro was just about to thank her for recommending a club that would not take much of his time when Aoko cut him off with an expression of disinterest.
当然でしょ。幽霊部員になりそうな生徒なんて紹介できないから。忙しいあなたでも務まりそうな場所があったから口に出しただけよ。
Well, of course. I couldn't very well introduce you to a club that I knew you would never turn up to. All I did was mention some that even someone as busy as you could join.
なるほど、無駄がないね。
I see. Very efficient. His open admiration for her sapped Aoko's will to fight. Finding a suitable club and negotiating with his captain hadn't been an efficient use of her time at all.
とにかくお世話になったから、それで礼を言っときたくて。
Anyway, you really helped me out. Just wanted to say thanks. Sojiro gratefully dipped his head, but not before the flustered Aoko stopped him.
よしてよ。今あなたにそんなことされても迷惑だから。
Give me a break. You're just going to give me a headache if you do that.
それで、水泳部はどう？やっていけそう？
So, how's the swimming club? Does it seem like a good fit? I'm pretty sure it is, and I think it's a good fit for me to stop here. I don't know if that joke landed, but alright, I think that's going to be it for today's video, everybody. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Let's see, just a quick little recap. I think, no, not much really went on. Just, yeah, not much really went on. Tobimaro had some what's it calls. She forgot about Sojiro. She went outside, met up with Alice. Many guys were fawning over the emo queen, and now it looks like fate has brought the three together. So we'll see what happens next time. So again, hopefully you guys did enjoy, and if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys all next time. It's your boy White Album, signing out.